injuries.
Sense of our own.
You good?
Great victory there.
Stampedes. Stalkers.
They have 24-hour security. That's why I said security had to get involved because the stalker showed up.
TwitchCon 2022 just occurred, with the internet aflame with accusations against organizers. But are these claims justified? Well, that is what we'll find out on today's special report. TwitchCon is a live streaming convention held every year, and with so many people trying to make content, it's no surprise that this time around there were plenty of shenanigans. To start, ever since being publicly challenged, Hassan Piker has been inundated with requests to box comedian Sam Hyde. Naturally, this continued into real life, with many asking him about the matchup. This bothered Hassan so much that he went so far as to intimidate a fan for asking the question.
What do you mean, damn, bro? What the f do you mean, damn? What do you mean, damn?
Chill.
What the f do you mean, damn? Why do you do
I'm
this?
asking questions. I don't know.
You're not asking to.
On top of this, the convention hosted an event called Balloon World Cup, in which streamers tried their best to keep balloons in the air. During a match between Zummers and GaRL, the former accidentally hit her right ankle against a sofa. This led her to collapse on the floor, resulting in the round ending. It was later discovered she had broken her ankle in all three possible ways, and had to return home. Finally, near the venue are active train tracks that will occasionally block the road. Throughout the event, several people endangered their lives by running in front of the train as it passed. This just showed how desperate many people were to see their favorite streamers. But believe it or not, these were only minor stories in a sea of bigger issues surrounding the event and its organizers. For starters, let's take a look at the handling of the Dream SMP, a group of streamers known for role-playing together on Minecraft. The series has a massive loyal audience due to its overarching story and cast of creators. The titular Dream alone has over 30 million subs on YouTube, with the team's total count surpassing 100 million. Beyond size, the fan base is also unique in its sheer social media presence. It's become a point of controversy due to many fans taking things too far, veering into obsession. Regardless, their ability to draw a crowd can't be understated. They've garnered hundreds of thousands of live viewers, even setting the third highest record in all of Twitch. And every year, thousands of fans gather to meet them at conventions. That takes us to TwitchCon, where a Dream SMP reunion was scheduled on day one. This was particularly exciting as it marked Dream's first convention appearance, maskless. You see, he'd only revealed his face a week prior, remaining anonymous beforehand. Thus, it was obvious that the already popular guests would attract an even larger crowd. That is, it was to everyone except the organizers, it seems. For unknown reasons, they chose to put them in a small theater which had a max capacity of only 400. This was not only bizarre given the circumstances, but egregious compared to past events. Just 3 months earlier, Dream SMP spoke at TwitchCon Amsterdam. The panel was held at Glitch Theater, the venue's biggest and brightest stage. The audience shots make it clear. It took a space of this caliber to accommodate their fanbase. Even before the event began, it was apparent that Twitch underestimated the turnout. The hallways and escalators were so packed that people felt like they were getting crushed. This only got worse as they approached the theater. The line was more akin to a stampede, as attendees pushed and pulled their way to the front. It became so overwhelming that reportedly multiple people fainted. This crowding rendered the accessibility line useless. It was surrounded by fans attempting to sneak in. When people in wheelchairs actually arrived, they weren't allowed to enter. This led them to get trapped and be nearly trampled to death. One of these individuals was Mousy May, who recounted their experience on Twitter. It was pure chaos. I was waiting in line with other people until we were forced to move to the walls where the windows were. My dad went to go see if there was an accessibility entrance for this, but was almost mowed down by people. He was being shoved left and right. He got back and we decided to go and see if there was an accessibility access. Huge mistake. We tried to get up there and the accessibility was blocked by so many people. Everyone was so squished together. I saw someone passed out, with multiple people fanning them. We were all packed like sardines. People were yelling and pushing, which caused a panic attack. In the end, thousands of fans were turned away as the room quickly reached full capacity. But the issues didn't stop once the panel began. The table wasn't big enough, forcing Dream to sit on a chair off to the side. The largest streamer present didn't have his own microphone. That, along with the riot outside, led Ranbo to criticize Twitch later that night. He wrote in his Discord, "The way that Twitch can see how many people showed up to TwitchCon and VidCon and then go, yeah, give them a fifth of that space is beyond me. I'm so sorry if anyone wasn't able to meet me because of the crap they pulled." It was clear that TwitchCon 2022 was off to a bad start, but little did anyone know it would only get worse from here. We'll learn more about this after a brief word from our sponsor. With the world opening back up again, many people are thinking about traveling after years of being stuck at their house. Because of this, now might be the perfect time to learn a new language with Babbel. Babbel is the new way to learn a foreign language. The comprehensive learning system combines effective education methods with state-of-the-art technology. What makes it better than the competition is that with only 10 minutes a day, you can learn everything needed to have real-world conversations in different languages. The app was created by a team of expert teachers designed for all levels of learners. And with live online classes, original podcasts, games, videos, and more, there's always something new to discover. So if you want to try out Babbel for yourself, click the link in the description down below to get 65% off your order. With Babbel, learning a new language is only a few clicks away. As mentioned before, the Dream SMP fanbase is infamous for its often unhealthy level of obsession. This became a huge issue, with many invading the creator's personal space. Once the panel ended, an individual snuck up to the table and stole a creator's water bottle. Another wore explicit artwork depicting two of them having intercourse. But most unsettling are the lengths some took to stalk them. Fans followed Dream to his hotel, preventing him from getting rest in order to take photos. They captioned the selfie, "He looked so tired and just wanted to go to his room. But he was so sweet to stop for everyone." It's also alleged that a crowd followed Carl Jacobs to the bathroom and camped out until he finished. These incidents led many to criticize the event's security. The oversight wasn't limited to them either. Amaranth's stalker was reportedly allowed to attend and almost managed to meet her.
I have 24-hour security. That's why I said security had to get involved because the stalker showed up. Just because I have security, though, doesn't mean I want the stalker to see me. So that's why I went up to the room and then I got that message and I never came down. And then Mars, my camera guy, told me that he actually pulled up. So he did not come down.
This is an individual who traveled from Europe to camp outside her house for weeks. He eventually tried to break in, leading to his arrest. If this indeed happened at the event itself, it shows a failure to protect streamers from even highly publicized threats. Though she did state that TwitchCon security intervened when 3 additional stalkers followed her to a hotel. Even basic tasks like clearing the videos used for promotions was neglected. An animation was broadcast to introduce the Morning Lobby reunion. It was done without permission from the artist, who found out when everyone else did. Given the event's mismanagement, one might assume there was a budgetary issue that hindered organizers. But this was not the case. In fact, TwitchCon held an after-party at the Petco Park Stadium. It featured a performance from Megan Thee Stallion, who twerked on stage with Master Chief. According to All American Entertainment, the artist's booking fee starts at $200,000. This revelation was insulting to streamers. They'd just been subjected to a change that gave Twitch a higher cut of their revenue. If their reduced compensation was necessary, it made no sense to spend that much money on a mainstream celebrity. These controversies led to more and more backlash, which pressured the event to make changes. By the end, they were actively solving issues that had been reported. For example, later panels required wristbands for entry to prevent overcrowding. It worked and demonstrated how things could have gone more smoothly. But that didn't make up for their initial negligence, which eventually resulted in serious injuries. In collaboration with Lenovo and Intel, TwitchCon hosted an interactive exhibit. It consisted of 2 platforms suspended over a pit of foam cubes. They invited streamers to stand on them and battle each other using pool noodles. This idea, while popular, was poorly constructed. The pit was only 2 feet deep and lacked the cushioning necessary to make it safe. That typically involves a base layer of foam to absorb shock or a trampoline foundation. Instead, the layers of cubes sat on hard flooring. These oversights made it an accident waiting to happen. The first person injured at the booth was a streamer named Lock Finesse. Upon winning, she celebrated by jumping off the platform. Her foot unexpectedly hit the bottom, with the force causing her knee to dislocate. This incapacitated her, being unable to move until staff came to the rescue. Thankfully, she didn't break any bones, though she had to attend the rest of the convention in a wheelchair. Despite this, the exhibit remained open, as hours later a second accident occurred. Adriana Chuchik is an adult actress with over 1 million followers. She was invited to face off against another streamer named Eddie Bot. Like Lock Finesse, Adriana decided to celebrate after winning. She can be seen jumping off the podium and doing a split before landing on her tailbone. The woman writhes in pain, attempting to exit as the commentator assures the crowd that she's fine. She wasn't. The clip was immediately posted to the subreddit Livestream Fails, where it reached the front page. They were shocked at the idea of Twitch mishandling the foam pit, with one user stating, "Let's give everyone a false sense of security by making it look like a giant foam pit. Who in their right mind thought this was a good idea?" In response, another compared it to a cartoon where they hide a huge hole in the ground with grass and someone falls in. Adriana was transported to the hospital, where they discovered she had broken her back. The next morning, she revealed the injury was so severe it required surgery. "Well, I broke my back in 2 places, and am getting surgery to put a metal rod in for support today." This led to an influx of media coverage, as many speculated on if it was grounds for a lawsuit. That remains to be seen, with one journalist told they signed a waiver acknowledging the possibility of physical harm. Regardless, it's worth pointing out that Twitch may not be entirely to blame. The exhibit was handled by Lenovo Legion, the largest PC company in China. In a clip from their stream, a representative can even be heard advocating for participants to dive in.
Do this kind of stuff in the Legion pit. Who knows? You could even do a pit dive from the Street Fighter booth. There's so much going on. Pow. It's been an amazing day.
This has led many people to argue Twitch is still at fault given that they approved the exhibit. Even after Adriana was hospitalized, they allowed it to remain open the next day. Though unsurprisingly, the line was empty. With TwitchCon ending after the 9th, many have already begun marveling at how disastrous it turned out to be. Between the overcrowding, lack of adequate security, and even life-threatening negligence, it may go down as one of the most infamous conventions in internet history. But that ultimately lies upon a single question. Which is worse, a ball pit or a foam pit?